Okay, so just an idea which I don't know if we're going to get all the ideas and all the issues answered, but we see a dichotomy when it comes to Dor Midbar. On one hand, we say they didn't deserve to go to Eretz Israel. The next generation, that generation, it's too much problem. They grew up as slaves, etc. So they weren't ready. They weren't ready. On the other hand, they're called Dor De'ah. They're called Dor De'ah. So I want to bring out an unbelievable point. I think it's very important. So this week's Parashat Pinchas, we have Pikudim. The Jews are counted again. We have census. Now, Sefer Bamidbar is called Pikudim. Sefer HaPikudim. That's the name of it. Why? Every other Sefer, the name describes it. Right? Bereshit is called Sefer HaYetzirah. It's about creation of masses of the world and of the nations. Shemot is Sefer HaGeulah. It's about the Jewish redemption. Yachad Kollel is Korbanot. Mishnah Torah, the volume is called Mishnah Torah because it's repetition of the halachot. What does Bamidbar? Why is the Sefer called Pikudim? What does Pikudim mean? Census, counting. So they were counted in the beginning of Sefer Bamidbar, which we read was the beginning of 40 years. They were counted at the end of Sefer Bamidbar, which is this week's parasha, at the end of 40 years. So there is counting beginning and end. So that makes the whole Sefer, because there are two episodes here, they took census. So says the Netziv, this Sefer Bamidbar is about a journey, not only a physical journey of what changed from Yotzei Mitzrayim to those who entered Eretz Israel. That's why it's called Sefer Bamidbar. The job of, when we learn Sefer Bamidbar, what changed? What attitudes were changed somewhat? What attitudes needed a little bit of fixing? What attitudes didn't survive, whatever it was. That's the name of it, Sefer HaPikudim, the counting in the beginning of 40 years. How did it evolve into the counting? It's not the number that is issue. It's the new generation, the new reality that was on the ground. So it's a subtle thing, it's a lot of workshop. But one thing from Siforno I want to say regarding the dichotomy we said before, if you look here and compare note to Bamidbar, to Sefer Bamidbar, there are a number of conditions that the senses had to have. Right? Miven Asim Shana V'Mala, 20 and up, it says exact same thing over there. Lemishpechotam, lebet avotam, kol mispa, yotzei tzava, everything is the same as over there. Except over there said b'mispar shemot. Over here it doesn't say b'mispar shemot. Over there, when they counted them, they had to ask, "What's your name? Who are you?" Over here, you didn't have to ask, "Who are you?" So says Siporno, because that generation, the generation that came out of Mitzrayim, they had enough Ruach HaKodesh that all of them were named according to their personality. So it's important to know the name. Over here, not all of them were like that. The next generation didn't have as much. Some of them were, some of them were not. So therefore, you can put a significance to the name. It's good to know the name. You want to talk to the person. But to say that the name determines the type of relationship, the type of job opportunity, that is not included. So that's why you don't have b'mispar shemot. Yet another example, right, that we see a lot of times in Torah, when a failure happens, is not in the way we look at it, is a failure because they weren't so good. It's a failure because according to how good they were, they didn't achieve the potential they should have. See, the next generation were expected less than the previous generation. I once told somebody, he said, how is it that earlier generation such a small sin Hashem was so strict on them? So he said, imagine this person cut his hand, right? He goes to the emergency room. The doctor comes and looks at it, says, okay, Baruch Hashem, you missed all the arteries, there are no nerve endings here that you cut, there are no tendons, you just need a couple of stitches. Nurse, please stitch this, put 3 stitches. So now this nurse, if she puts this stitch, let's say even 5 millimeter away from where the doctor would have wanted, what's the worst that could happen? The scar is not as nice as it could have been. Right? Now if the doctor is wrong, couple of millimeters, he thought it's cut over here, but it's cut over there, where the nerve endings are, it could damage the feeling in the hand. Right? You go back from this doctor to a doctor who actually does surgery, 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter could make a difference. You go to a neurosurgeon who's doing brain surgery, right? Forgive about 1 millimeter. They have these magnifying glasses on their eyes. A fraction of a millimeter could literally paralyze a person. Right? So imagine if, God forbid, a neurosurgeon, right, does something wrong, and he's sued, and he gets up in the court, he says, how could you sue me? How could you? That nurse was off by 10 millimeters, nothing happened, I was off by 1/10 of a millimeter, you want to sue me? Where is this justice? Where is the fairness in that? It's not a good argument. The more sensitive your area is, the more care is needed. Obviously, over there, she had room for a little bit, she's not going to be sued because it was a few millimeters. Yeah, so the more sensitive those generations, the early generations before Hashem tell us, they didn't deal with the world the way we do with physical. Everything physical, the spiritual forces behind it was also included. They knew what they're doing. They knew what they're impacting the world. So a small act was a small act of that. We think it's a small act. But they were that brain surgeon which were touching the very essence of this world. So therefore, right, what may seem to us as smaller was actually a great deal. Okay.
Oh, wow.